Hello fellow brawlers, I'm KairosTime and it is time to brawl. Now 1 year ago, I did a video where I speculated on several things that Supercell later on added to the game. A capture the flag game mode, which we now call present plunder, a league system that I suggested that is almost identical to power play, and of course the look for a team feature that even included a description on predetermined chat that we got in our most recent update. Also some things that we didn't get, but 2019 is behind us, 2020 is ahead of us, and I've got some speculation regarding what kinds of updates we're going to be seeing in Brawl Stars this year. This video is not a wish list, okay? These are things that I have good reason to believe that we will get in 2020, either because I've done my research or because something is still missing from the game or there's an issue that Supercell needs to resolve. But before we get to that, I wanted to give a huge thank you to Gunship Battles Total Warfare for sponsoring this video. It's an epic base building game with realistic war experience that happens on land, air, and on the sea. Units and weapons are based on historical background, and you get to unlock new ships, planes, and tanks to help you on your conquest. And what is your conquest?
To take over the world.
Of course. You can form a front line with players from around the world and wage real-time war between alliances. Download Gunship Battles Total Warfare using the link in the description below and take over the world using your own Air Force, Navy, and Army today. Okay guys, let's start off by talking about new themes that I would be shocked if we did not have in 2020. The first one I would expect is to see an Arabian desert environment. Okay, there are two big reasons for this. First of all is the fact that Jean, Sandy, and Tara currently do not belong to any of the environments in the game. The second, which might be even more proof, is the fact that Supercell gave us an Easter egg in their Brawloween animation right here. This is actually how Supercell hinted toward Mortis's mortuary when they released the Metropolis update. So I'm like 100% certain that we are going to be getting this new environment sometime this year. 2019, I speculated we would get a graveyard environment as well as a pirate ship environment, both of which were correct. But since my Brawl Theory video, Brawl Stars has released a couple of brawlers that actually don't fit into any environment nor any of the other environments that I speculated we would be getting. Talking about 8-bit and Max, guys. That is why I think that the second environment that we will likely be getting in 2020 will be some sort of a futuristic one with jets, lasers, skyscrapers, and possibly even some spaceships. Now, we did get a few animations showing a bunch of robo-brawlers fighting in a city with skyscrapers. And while I think that this is more of like a sneak peek toward like the Brawl Stars 2019 championship in Busan, South Korea, I do think that we'll get something kind of like this, probably even more futuristic than this, but I could see this as kind of like a possible outline of like just an idea of some stuff we might get. I mean, we already have robo brawlers skins, we've got robo mecha brawlers in the game, like this is gonna happen. Okay, now that we've talked about some possible themes coming to the game, let's talk about specific brawlers that I think we'll be seeing in 2020. Now in 2019, we saw the completion of several themed trios with the release of new brawlers. BB completed the Metropolis trio, Tick completed the Pirate trio, Sandy completed the Mystic trio, and Ems completed the Haunted trio. 2020. I believe we're going to be seeing the completion of even more trios. For some reason, Supercell seems to like groups of 3. I predict that we are going to see either some sort of biology scientist or a jungle monster to complete the jungle trio with Rosa and Bee. Now, Spike belongs in the Wild West theme since he's a cactus, and Leon, I actually changed my mind from my Brawl Theory video. I think that he belongs with the Shaman trio with Nita and Bo. Just fits a little bit better. I also think we're going to be seeing some type of futuristic robot gunner mech. Okay, something futuristic to complete the futuristic trio with 8-bit and Max. Now, I've said this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it because how much I think we're gonna be seeing a gem monster like the Golem from the Clash universe, because it would be the perfect brawler to complete the Mine trio with Carl and Dynamite. And then, of course, we've got the Junker family, Jesse and Pam. We got mother, we got daughter in the game. I think it's time for Jesse's father, grandparent, or possibly even a sibling to complete the Junker family trio. Then, of course, guys, we've got Barley and Rico, who I like to call Robros. Now, although we have a lot of different types of robot brawlers in the game, Barley and Rico are the only two who share the same type of eyepiece, signifying that they have the same creator. In 2020, I would not be surprised at all to see a third Bro to complete this trio of brawlers. That is a total of 6 new brawlers that I am speculating on, and I'm guessing that we're going to see the release of 8 brawlers in 2020 2020, maybe 9. So there's a little bit of wiggle room there as well. Also, in the beginning of 2019, I guess that we would get 10 new brawlers, and we got 10 new brawlers, so okay, that's not really that impressive. Now let's talk about something else that we're basically guaranteed to get in 2020. We know that 5 of the old brawlers still need some character models redone from a tweet that Frank sent out. Crow, Daryl, Jesse, Pam, and Penny all need some work done to them. Now, all 5 of these, if they are not all done by 2020, I will be very disappointed. We had so many brawlers get redone in 2019, so this should be a piece of cake for Supercell to do. It's also pretty obvious that we're going to be getting new skins, but let me do some speculation specifically on what kinds of skins we're going to be getting, okay? I think that Supercell will continue to release skins with the new themes that are being added into the game. So I think it's almost guaranteed that we'll see some sort of Mystic Arabian Desert skins when that theme gets added into the game. I also think that we're going to see some futuristic themed skins with the release of that environment. But beyond that, I've noticed that there are also certain skins that get paired up well with other brawlers, okay? Easy to guess ones are more jungle themed skins, gem mine themed skins. You guys kind of get the idea. So up until this point, I have talked about things that I am like 90% or more sure that we are going to be getting in 2020. Now, I went beyond that and talked about actual specific things that I think we're going to be getting. But for the rest of this video, I'm going to be talking about the 3 biggest issues that Brawl Stars needs to address before the end of this year, as well as how I think Supercell is going to fix these issues. Okay, the first issue that I think Supercell will need to address sometime in 2020 is staleness at endgame, specifically for longtime fans and competitive players. Okay, now don't get me wrong, one thing that I really love about Brawl Stars is how simple the game is. In comparison to other top-down MOBAs like League of Legends or even Vainglory, which is a mobile MOBA, Brawl Stars is much easier to grasp for new players and for people that just are less hardcore gamers, you know, the more casual type of people, and that's really good, and I love that, especially for early game and mid game. But for late game, the fact that we only have 2 abilities to choose from in battle means that players will get bored with the game after playing with it for a couple of years. And Supercell's motto is making games that people will play for years. 1 or 2 years is not enough, guys. So yeah, this is an issue that Supercell needs to address. There is a lack of depth at endgame, and the game needs more complexity for it to be a game that people will play for years. And I think that the developer team is already aware of this issue and are trying to come up with the best way to resolve it. Recently, Frank, Danny, and Ryan did a Q&A with a Korean YouTuber named June. He addressed this specific issue and asked them, are there going to be more skills in the future or any other features like that to fix this issue coming to the game? Okay, now you should watch the video if you're curious to see exactly how they responded, but what I did want to point out a couple of things. Danny did say this.
We are still discussing some experimentation, how can we improve that, how can we make more interesting for the players.
And Frank echoed this by saying,
and we continue to add things in the future which will make the game more interesting. We just don't have anything specific to tell you about today.
Now, they mentioned that they're experimenting on how they can improve this and that they will continue to add things in the future to the game to make it more interesting and to fix this issue. That is why I think sometime later in 2020, we will get new abilities for every brawler in the game. Okay, I'm not just talking about 3rd star powers. That's like the same ability, but like more options. Also, I think that we could be seeing that in 2020, but I'm talking about something that will change the core gameplay for the game to make it more complex at endgame. Now, some of you guys might remember me talking about a 3rd ability for each brawler called Overdrive. After getting a star power for a brawler, you would reach level 10, and then obviously at that point, then you could unlock a new ability, Overdrive. Kind of think like a star power, but like you get overdrives once they're level 10. I guess that'd be like a level 11. I don't know, you get the idea. Now, unlike your super, which charges when you hit enemies, overdrives would charge through different means. Okay, most of them would charge passively, but some of them would have different charge up methods like taking damage, so like tanks like Rosa, distance traveled like Max, or like HP healed, thinking like Pam, okay? Now, once it is charged, then you get another button above your attack joystick that gives your brawler another ability to change the tide of battle. Some would just tap to activate like a quick teleport or a dash in the direction that you're moving. Others would be held down to use like a shield or a heal that you can turn on for a duration. And some might actually be a button that allows you to toggle an ability on or off like a beast mode or an aiming mode, okay? I'm not talking about another joystick. We have lots of joysticks, but you get the idea. The possibilities are endless and so is the depth that you could add to the game. This would lead to a much more complex end game for Brawl Stars and would help create a lot of different types of like combinations for brawlers and things like that that I think that a lot of people would really appreciate. Okay, now let's talk about the second issue that I think Supercell will try to address in 2020. A serious lack of social features that keep you coming back to the game. I'm talking specifically about clubs. And even more specific, I'm talking about Club Wars, okay? This is the year when I think we will be getting some sort of game mode, not mode, I don't know, Club War feature in the game that will put one club up against another or against another group of clubs. I don't know how Brawl Stars will do it, and I've speculated on a lot of ways that they could do it. I'm not going to talk about those specifics in this video, but I think that it's going to happen this year, okay? Mark my words. It's pretty obvious that clubs just don't have the appeal that like clans do in Supercell's other games. And the developers have already talked about that fact and that they are going to do that sometime. They're just still working on it. And I think this is the year when it's going to happen, or you know, something like Club Wars is going to happen. And then of course we have the third issue that I believe Brawl Stars is going to face in 2020 as well as try to fix in 2020. I'm talking about monetization. Now don't get me wrong here guys, I am sure that Brawl Stars made a lot of money in 2019 and it started out when it was first released at the top of the grossing charts. But since its release, it has fallen lower and lower than the other Clash games when it comes to the grossing charts, and now it's not even within the top 150. In case you're curious, Clash of Clans is #1 and Clash Royale is number 60 in the Android Play Store. I don't know how to check the iOS one. Now this is not because fewer people are playing the game. I think that Brawl Stars is incredibly successful. It's honestly because the heavy spenders have already maxed out their account and they're basically done spending money on the game, except for when a few skins come out here or there, okay? Now the game is very free to play friendly and I love that. I think it's fantastic, and the majority of you guys that are watching are either free to play players or very light spenders, and you guys are very important parts of the community. And that is a positive thing, that is free to play friendly, but this isn't just about Brawl Stars making enough money. This is about creating content for the pay to play players, the players who are willing to spend money on the game. Like, you know, like me. There's nothing for me to spend money on the game for. I mean, I still find excuses to do it, like buying tickets when I don't need them. I'm talking about Brawl Stars creating an aspect of the game that is actually beneficial for players like me who want to spend more money on the game so that we can help support the development of the game. You guys know how it works. You make a freemium type of a game so that free-to-play players can play and enjoy the game for free, and then pay-to-play players can help develop the game, but they have to have reasons to make them feel like they're better than the free-to-play players. Not feel better, but like either get more power or they have to have more cosmetics or something so that they can show off to the free-to-play players to make them feel special. Like that's freemium game development 101, right? Both are very important, and right now free-to-play, very supported. Pay-to-play, less supported. That is why sometime in 2020, I think that Brawl Stars is going to come out with some sort of a Brawl Pass, similar to what they've added in Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. In fact, adding a Brawl Pass is actually one of the reasons why Clash of Clans is currently the #1 grossing game, mobile game out there right now, which is super impressive, especially considering the fact that it is 7 years old. I mean, come on. Now, this isn't just some random idea because like Fortnite popularized the concept, but like sometime last year, Brawl Stars actually sent out a survey to its players asking them if this is something that they would like, since it's worked well in their other games. Now, as it stands right now, all we could have a Brawl Pass for right now are skins and, you know, some other resources like coins or tokens, but yeah, I don't know, you get the idea. But this year, I believe they're going to be adding more features as well. Custom profile pictures is a simple thing that they could add to the game, and they just added like a chat in there that you could actually have like emotes, and I could absolutely, it'd be very easy for them to produce some custom emojis that you could enter into the chat when playing with other players. They just partnered up with Line, which, I mean, they could just outsource their work to Line to do that. I know you get the idea. Another easy thing they could put into the game are animations that your brawlers do when you win or lose. So you could actually like choose which win animation you could have for Rico, and you could have an assortment of several different ones, right? Like, that would be cool. All Supercell has to do is outsource third-party companies to work on things like this for them so that they can then focus on developing new content, and we could consistently have more new content with a Brawl Pass. Now, I'm really curious of 2 things from you guys. Okay, first of all, I want to know what you guys think about these different ideas that I have posted. Second of all, I want to know what you are hoping for in 2020. And if I see some common suggestions for the game, I'm definitely going to make sure and share that feedback with Supercell. So let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is my 2020 Brawl Stars update speculation video, and I'm excited to see how long it takes for it all to come true. Hey, Old Kairos, this is future Kairos. Yeah, your eyesight has gotten really bad over this year. Just wanted to let you know that none of this came true, so. Sorry. Seriously? Well, that sucks. I guess I wasted my time with this video.